Assuming the first office is absolutely crushing it, you close the gaps on their team. Is there next steps after that, or is it like time to jump in the water?
No, this is a really, really good point, and you're very observant to notice this. What happens is they can't figure out what the secret sauce is, and typically the secret sauce, in large part, is the owner CEO, right? Yeah. So the owner CEO then is like, all right, I'm going to replicate everything, same decor, same core values, same systems, same everything. I'm going to put an associate in this office, and I'm going to work mainly at the flagship office, at the primary office, and then I'm going to go check on them once a week. And then they find that, okay, this thing is getting a little bit of traction, but it's nowhere near the traction that the first practice has. And that's that secret sauce that the actual owner, who cares more about this operation than anybody ever will, because it's their baby and it's their risk and it's their liability and it's their investment. So number two is always just a little bit less successful than number one, or oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes. And then you go to three, and then the owner doctor is diluted even further. The true tipping point is when this doctor can't visit all of their practices in 1 week. So you're looking at two days here, 2 days here, and 1 day here. Everything starts to suffer, and you begin to cannibalize that primary location that was the golden child and the one that was producing the majority of the profit. And then that starts to slowly erode, and then you're starting to spend a little bit more attention on number two, a little bit on number three. The tipping point is when you get to number four and they can't even visit that practice at all in a week's period of time, even further diluted. This is when you have to have a really, really strong executive level team, a regional manager, somebody that really just kind of embodies what your core values are and understand your vision for this group and the evolution, et cetera. What happens often as well is that the primary CEO, the doctor, or this group of doctors doesn't realize that when they transition from the primary clinical producer in each of these practices to becoming the main administrator or the COO or the CEO of a practice, you're switching over from profitability in each of these offices to pay your family or to feed your family versus what's very predictable, being a badass clinical producer. And almost always when you switch over from the majority of your time going from clinical stuff to admin and CEO leadership stuff, you're going to see a decrease in your personal take-home income.